Good evening, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, and all others. It's about 5 minutes till showtime. It's going to be a crazy show tonight. I'm sure you know that. It's a crazy show every week. So we're going to give you some time to come on into the room, get settled, grab your PJs, grab your beverages, and Barron Landscapes will be starting right about 5 minutes from now. And we're about 3 minutes from showtime. Daughter, I wouldn't expect you to wear anything else, and so I know you're in your PJs. Hashtag PJ Life, hashtag Barron Landscapes, hashtag what up, hashtag Hat Rant. I'm going to talk about that tonight. See you guys in a minute. About a minute from showtime. I see folks are showing up. At least I see Dante has shown up. Might just be us tonight, kids. Hi, Maya Nicole. Oh my goodness. Hello, welcome, all three of you, two of you, however many of you are watching. So just so that we can start out on the right foot, which nobody can see, but I don't have my slippers. I've got my white socks on. Ow! Son of a gun! You can relax for. You're driving me nuts back there. Love you. Mom is back there going, I'm gonna move the camera now. Don't move the camera now. Ow. These things are all over the house now. They're actually not. They're just up here in the studio because we've got some special guests that go with these things. So we'll be bringing those on as we missed them. Came that close though. Missed them. We do have the three grands here. Oh, that's what Mariah. These kids were telling me about a thing called Charlie, and it's like old games that we used to play. And so Mariah, I'll clue you in on this, but Charlie, I guess you take some pencils, you draw a yes and you draw a no on a piece of paper, and you take pencils and you cross them, and you ask the question and say Charlie, or say Charlie, and ask the question. And the pencil will tell you yes or no, and I'm assured, Greta, it moves! And so I got out a pencil, and the magicians in the crowd will enjoy this. Do this for your grandkids. Took the pencil and laid it down on the placemat, and it moved all by itself. Shot halfway across the table, didn't it? It moved a long way. And so, of course, the grandkids are freaked out, and they're not going to get a wink of sleep tonight, which means that, of course, I'm not going to get a wink of sleep tonight. But anyway, that's the pencil. Boom. Fear not, there are no grandchildren over that way, in that direction. It is Friday.
Mariah says, nope, none of that moving shit.
For those of y'all that are not keeping track of what day it is Friday, and you know that because here I am. I had some folks get terribly upset with the hat rant. Not because of the hat rant or anything, but because I did the hat rant on a Wednesday, and I had folks messaging me, is it Friday? And is it 9? And so, no, I'm terribly sorry about that. It wasn't Friday, nor was it 9. There's some action on my Facebook wall. Shocker there, right? By the way, welcome to Friday. And welcome to episode 14. Again, that's like deja vu. Everything in this whole COVID pandemic is like deja vu. It's like Bill Murray and the Groundhog 50 dates or whatever that was. I'll remember it tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day. And so things are really weird. So this got to be episode 14 again. I don't know if you guys caught it or not, but I mentioned on episode 12 that I was not superstitious at all. And if you didn't catch it, you missed out on a really subtle private joke that I thought was pretty funny, and it really was just for me. So our last episode, after episode 12, was episode 14, which explains tonight why you're here again for episode 14. And it's really going to mess up the way that this thing is numbered on YouTube, but I don't really care about that. My wall has exploded, and I'm not, you know me, I say what I say and I make no apologies for it. I'm going to make an explanation for it, though. I'm going to tell you how it is for me. First of all, and they're not watching, and hopefully maybe somebody will see this on replay, maybe they come and review it, but I'm sure the people that blew up on the wall are not watching the show. I made a post about another performer has passed because of COVID, and this time he was a practicing performer. He was actually going out into the world and performing. He's a United States-based performer, not a professional, just did it for the fun of it, for the love of it, enjoyed the children, and enjoyed doing, balloon animals and clowning in general. And I put up on my wall that another performer has died from COVID. But this was a little different than just one of those, now look, we've got to start paying attention, because here's someone to me that's not making a living doing what we're doing. and goes out, does shows, asymptomatic. They didn't know. I'm sure they didn't know. I'm sure this is not the kind of person that would go out knowing they were sick. But folks, none of us know whether we're sick. We don't know if we're asymptomatic. We don't know if tomorrow we're going to be fine. This person took it upon themselves to go out and perform engagements, more than one, engagements with children and their parents. Now, he didn't need to do this to make a living. And, oh, Barron's the bad guy. Well, let me tell you something. I'm not the bad guy. I get everybody needs to make a living. Hey, I'm trying to make an extra $200 for August because I forgot to pay the garbage bill because time gets away from me, and y'all used the wrong email address. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. But we're struggling just like everybody else is here. We are doing a month-by-month thing. We're certainly not making our normal income, but we'll get by. But I'll tell you what we're not going to do. We're absolutely not going to go out and do live shows. That is not going to happen, and I'll tell you why it's not going to happen. One, we don't know about us, and so we don't want to go into a building with children and adults who are going to take possibly the virus back to their grandmothers and their grandfathers. But we're not going to do that. There's not any amount of money, and I've got to tell you, we've turned down 2 on the road jobs so far, and those are pretty big numbers when we go out on the road. We've turned them down. We would much rather come to you guys on video right now. I don't want to expose anyone to us, and I don't want to be exposed to anyone. And I do this for a living. Those 2 shows would have been spectacular for our bank account. But here this person goes out and infects how many people? We don't know. And they passed away, and that's terrible, and I'm sorry, but I'm going to continue to use these moments as teaching moments, as reach-out moments. And I've got to tell you, the person that died from COVID is one of those folks that did not wear a mask. Didn't wear a mask in their personal life, didn't wear a mask in their performance, did balloon animals, gave those animals to children. Y'all, you may think I'm horrible and wrong, but I'll tell you what, I'll righteously stand before you and say that was a bad decision. Man, if you don't have to make a living, if you're not starving to death, certainly that's not something we want to do in this particular climate. The people that I know that are going out working are very careful. They're not going to approach the crowd. The crowd's not going to approach them. And they're not blowing up balloon animals and giving them away. Anyway, that's me on my soapbox. So check out my wall. It's just an explosion of fun these days. And I thought, wow, what could I do tonight that might kind of show how the world is going? And since tonight's show is Wake Me When It's Over, I blame Earl Vrabel. I'm sure Earl is watching. He's supposed to be. He just got off a little while ago, so he may not be. He may be already drunk. He is a serviceman, so, you know. And Earl said, why don't you do the show in your pajamas? And so here I am in my pajamas. I'm going to back up a little bit and see if you can see this. These are my pajama pants. These are my, how's that? These are my pajama pants, and this is my pajama shirt. This is a shirt that we designed. I wear t-shirts and pajama bottoms to bed most of the time. I got a ticket tonight from the granddaughter. I got a ticket for $100 for only wearing underwear to sleep in. And so I got to find out now I got to come up with $100 to pay the granddaughter's citation. My shirt, they find it very funny. My shirt we designed and had printed at a mall, and after we had it printed, because we've got this logo here, it says magic. I'm loving it. After the guy made it for us, we designed it like on the spot. The guy made it for me and handed it, and he goes, I don't know if I was supposed to do that or not. So let me tell you right now, dude, whoever you are in whatever mall, no, I don't think you were. I think that's a no-no, but I've got the one and only shirt, and there it is. And I thought, what could we do tonight? And by the way, you know, when I say wake me when it's over, I don't mean that. I want to go through this whole thing. I want to experience it. I want to fight it head on. There's so much going on. And I thought, I love clickbait, and I love all of these conspiracy theories that are going on. So what could I say that might interest some people when they go to YouTube and watch this, or when they come here and watch this? And I thought, I know, floating paperclip. Do a floating paperclip. And that's I set it up in a lie. I set it up in a lie. It's a lie. Well, it's a partial truth, which is kind of like everything that we hear today, isn't it? Partial truths. But I'm going to float a paperclip. In fact, Here we go. I'm going to float a paper clip. And I'm going to show you, we take a paper clip. I'm going to show you guys how to do this too. We take a paper clip, and the idea is to set it on the water so that it floats. And you know, if you set it end down, that's never going to work. So what you want to do is try and set it as carefully as you can on its flat side so that it floats right on top of the water. And it's going to look just like that. Because it can't be done. You can't float a paper clip on the water that way. We can load this bowl up with paper clips, but you can't float a paper clip on the water that way. Now, how can you float a paper clip on the water? Well, one of the ways to float a paper clip on the water is to take a piece of tissue paper. This will work with a bar napkin too. You can tear a bar napkin into a little square, and you can go ahead and separate the plies if you're at a classy bar. If you're at one of my favorite bars, then you don't worry about the plies. You'll just tear the napkin into a little square. And as carefully as you can, set the paper clip and the tissue into the bowl. Just fit. Very, very carefully. The grandkids are enjoying the heck out of this, let me tell you. Just like that. And then you're going to need another paper clip that you've got bent like this. And you want to very carefully, pull that paper out of there, and that paper clip will sit floating on the water. Now there's another way to do this, and if you don't have a separate piece of paper, the other way to do this is to take another paper clip. I'm going to fish that out of there. Take another paper clip and set it down on a bent paper clip like this. And then again, very carefully, very steadily. This would be like at the earliest part of your evening in the bar or at your home cocktail party. And just very carefully set that on there. And then you can do a little bit of magic. And the little bit of magic that you do is you take a magic wand and you wave the magic wand over the water and you touch the water with the magic wand just like that. And the paperclip drops down in to the bowl. Cool. Hi, how you doing? So, I love stuff like that. Things that you can make this great claim, and then it turns out to be exactly what you claimed, like floating paperclip, but a little different. This was a trick, T-R-I-X, tricks. And now you know how to float a paperclip on your own. So, hey look, we've done a lot of stuff with books. I've suggested tons of books, and I realized that not everybody is a book lover, not everybody is a book learner, but we all have the internet. And so one of the things that I want to point out is, you know, if books are not your thing, internet it. There's a lot of search ground on the internet, and it blows me away that we have these conspiracy theories, that we wonder what's going on in Portland. And there's a hashtag Portland protests, hashtag Portland protests, and you can see it, the good, the bad, and the ugly. We can see during the daytime what's going on. You can see in the evening what's going on. You can see in the nighttime what's going on. And there's no big mystery here. You don't have to rely on Fox News, which, by the way, oh my goodness, I had to watch Tucker Carlson last night, and Tucker brought up some of this stuff and more. In 8 minutes and 37 seconds, I got my introduction to what this Tucker Carlson thing is all about. Woo-wee! Excuse me, it's a wet cough. 14 episodes, you've been hearing that crap, right? I'm absolutely blown away. But I want to tell you, I completely understand. People that are watching that, people that are getting their news from that channel, and people that are not doing any research other than what they hear Tucker Carlson tell them, and so that they go and they use bias, and they go to research what Tucker Carlson says, and you can find supporting statements for everything Tucker said last night. But if you don't go any further than that, and it's a big internet, it's a huge internet, if you don't go any further than that, you're not going to dig right down to the truth. And I have a tendency to, I love to go to the live feeds that we get, all during DAPL, the Dakota Access Pipeline Project, all during DAPL. We got live feeds out of there when it wasn't being jammed. But we got live feeds out, and that's what we want. I want boots on the ground. I want to see what's really going on there. And so you can tap into CCTV. You can tap into the hashtags. We can see the live video. I'm talking to friends that are there in Portland, so I got a pretty good idea of what's going on in Portland. Look, it's not pretty. There are people getting hurt. There are people protesting. There are people rioting. There are people looting. There's a lot of crap going on. But I'll tell you what it's not. It's not crap that you need to call out the feds for. This is stuff that local police can handle and bring down to a den. But watching that show last night, my goodness, I thought, well, if people don't read, and a lot of people don't read, I guess, and I read all the time. I love my news. I probably go through 7 newspapers a day. I go through a couple of magazines. And then I shoot on the internet to find websites, organizational websites, DOJ websites, government websites. And then I go to find the flip opposite in a non-biased website. And I found non-biased websites. If you want any, let me know. I'll email them to you. They have no standing. And kind of like me, you know, it's not a matter of which politicians stink. We know they all do. There is not a politician that doesn't stink. But using this big, beautiful internet, we can find out which ones of them stink the least. So books might not be your thing, but internet it. Research is a wake-up call. So why in the world would I want to be awoken when it's over and miss everything going on? We are living history right now. So research everything. Find out what's going on. Talk to your friends on the ground. What a great time to be watching history be made in our country. This cashless bull is so funny to me. This cashless stuff. I got a little bit of money held aside. This is my $1 million bill. And you like that? That's my $1 million bill. It's as good as $1 million bucks. It just doesn't spend anywhere. But that's all right. Pretty soon, you're not going to be able to spend cash anyway, right? Athena came up with the idea for the meme with the recreational marijuana stores being the reason that the government was going to get rid of cash so that none of y'all could go to your rec store and get your little highs. And that's just not going to happen. A cashless society, if we ever do reach a pure cashless society, and I personally don't see it happening, well, I'll tell you, it's not going to happen for decades in the future. It's simply not a thing yet. We will begin to cut down on our cash, and we'll start saving money on printing cash. Cash is dirty. Cash is expensive. This stuff is expensive to make. And when it goes out, the moment it goes out of the Treasury Department, the moment it goes out of the mint, it has absolutely no value. On every bill you've got, if you go looking, it's going to say this note is legal tender for all debts, public and private. This note, it's an IOU, and that IOU used to be based on the gold standard. And what it meant was, for your $1 million, there is an equal $1 million in Fort Knox. There's $1 million in gold to back this up. And that's what it used to mean. Let me tell you something. In the 70s, that stopped being a thing. There is not the gold. We are not on the gold standard. This is an IOU. Well, this is a fake bill. But what you've got in your purses, what you've got in your pockets, those are just IOUs. And so when you use your credit card, when you use your PayPal, when you use your Vimeo or whatever it is you're using, that's more real than cash is. It's about as real as this bill is right here. Tonight's paperclip night. And I'll tell you why it's paperclip night. And I love this kind of stuff. It is paperclip night tonight because this is the kind of stuff I did to amuse myself when I was a kid. And if you didn't get a chance to do this, I want you to do it now. And if you did, I want you to remember just how darn much fun this is. I am going to take a couple of paper clips, and I'm just going to clip those two paper clips. These are the big gem paper clips. I'm going to clip those onto this bill, and check this out. I am going to pull the bill apart, and those paper clips are going to link. I just love that. I love to do it fast. I love to do it slow. And this is just one of my favorite little magical puzzles that there are. And I'm going to tell you something. There really is no how is it done. There's really no big secret. If you grab a bill and you fold it into that S, it virtually works itself. Check this out. I'm going to take a rubber band and I'm going to put it on this bill. Like that. And this is so cool. And then I'm going to put a paper clip on that part of the S. I'm going to put a paper clip on this part of the S. And so now what we've got is a bill with an S fold, two paper clips, and one rubber band right there in the middle. And I'm going to pull this slowly again. I absolutely love this. This really is freaky. Do you guys do this? Do you know this? No? This is so much fun. Watch, when I pull the bill, it links onto the paper clip. That, I'm sorry for my childlike glee. That just absolutely thrills me. They're doing staging back there. Alakazam, could you walk around and come on over here? We're doing PJs tonight. And Alex is in her frozen PJs. Can you see her, Nani? She's in her frozen PJs. This is Alex. Alex is the one that gave me the... Are you Alex again? Lexi. You're not James anymore? Earlier today, we went over to their house, and Alexandria was James, and Blake, who were you? Ellie. Ellie. And it was gender... Jackson. I'm sorry, Jackson. I didn't. It was gender reversal day, and so I didn't know if you guys were like still there. So you gave me a ticket, yeah, for sleeping in my underwear, and $100, right?
Yeah, it's real money.
It wasn't a...
That's fake.
The ticket was fake.
Yeah, but real money. No, it was real.
All right, I'll tell you what. I'm going to do magic. You like magic, right? Check this magic out. All right. $100, huh? Nothing there, right? Watch. And there it is. Done. There is now a $100 bill in your mother's purse. And that $100 bill in Mommy's purse is for you. Now, when you go home, tell her to pay you. Thank you, Alex.
Pete Walterside said, does she know let it go?
Yeah, no, she won't let it go. I'm going to hear about this over and over again. Blake, come on over here. We all sleep in some weird stuff. I happen to know that Master Blake doesn't stay in this stuff when he sleeps. It all comes off. And he's more a grad sleeper than the girls are, right? How you doing, buddy? Good. Good. So, like 10 million people are watching you. Are you nervous? Doesn't care. This is Blake. He's just like that. You know you're my favorite, right? Yes. No, you're my favorite. You're my no, you are my favorite. No, you're my favorite. Times 30, okay? You all are my favorite. You know Greta didn't have any favorites. What do you think about the world today? What's going on out there? Are you like doing okay? Are you pretty chill? Yeah. You get to go by the river? Dad takes you down to the river? And you're finding amazing stuff out there, you guys are? Wild stuff. I'm going to talk to your sister a little bit about that.
Me and Tori were building clay houses.
Build clay houses? Because there's a lot of clay down there, and which it makes a lot of sense because that's what preserves the things you guys are finding. Okay, you go on back to Nani. Love you, buddy. Victoria, she's like, oh, shoot. Now I got to run all the way around? I know you're going to call on me, Greta. Victoria's my hippie. And ain't no doubt about that. Yep. There's the peace sign right there. Hi, honey. So you guys are finding all. What are some of the cool things that you guys are finding? And my point is that these children are not housebound. They're not staying in their bedrooms or sometimes in a corner. I know that, but not in your bedrooms. But they're getting out. They're going out to the river and finding.
Kyle's found a few arrowheads. We've been playing with a lot of clay.
I like the clay. You know.
And swimming.
And swimming.
Fishing.
You can take a tub out there and you can bring that clay home. Now, look, leave it outside because it'll start stinking. There's a lot of microorganisms in there, living organisms. You bring that clay home, you leave it inside somewhere, like under your bed, like you do with your sandwiches. Yeah, it'll smell bad. So, what did you think about the pencil rolling across the table?
That was freaky.
That's in that magic book you've got at home. Yeah, so you can go through there and learn how to do that and freak your brother and sister out.
Oh, it didn't.
I'm really glad you guys came tonight. And thank you for coming. And it's awesome seeing you here. Shoot on out. We're going to bring some folks on. How, honey, do we have like 2 people are watching or 3 are watching?
Yeah, we have a few.
We have a few watching?
Yeah.
So it would really make it easier for Athena at this point, you guys, if you've got down on the bottom of your phone or your device a little icon. It's a little U with a little square on it and I think a plus on it. It may be green on an iPhone. I have no idea what it looks like on a Samsung. But what we're going to try now is if you send an invite to us to come on the show, you say, I want to come on the show, and you're wearing PJs, come on the show, show us your PJs. When you get done, you'll have to click on your screen. You'll see an X, hit the X, and that'll ask you if you want to end your broadcast, just say yes.
Dante's already volunteered.
Dante, bring Dante. Might as well be a family night, right? Let me know.
She's adding.
They're adding. They're pairing. Shaking hands. Hey, how you doing? We're doing good. She coming up.
It's adding.
Adding.
Remember, it takes a little bit.
Adding. If she never got her repeater up, it's not going to bring her in. I don't think she'll have the signal to push through.
I don't know.
At all.
Adding.
Adding. Can you get out of that? Can you get? Is there a cancel
There's
button?
an X. Sorry, baby.
Hit your.
It's connecting.
Oh, connected.
There she is.
Oh,
Is she on there?
oh my gosh.
Hey, sweetie.
I don't know where to look. That's awkward.
Just look at your camera.
I don't know where it is.
Show everybody your pajamas. I don't know what you are. Pajamas?
I live in pajamas.
This is one of her daughters.
Hi, Dunk.
Hi.
Everybody your PJs.
I'm wearing my Namaste
Everybody
home
here
elephant.
is waving. I see those. Oh my God, that's so dizzy making. And now, it's good to see you, baby. We've got sponsors tonight. And oh, God,
I hear them.
You've got a trunk on your chest.
I couple of them.
Go ahead and touch your screen and hit the X when it says end broadcast or end share. Say yes. We'll bring somebody else.
Okay.
And this is really
Let's
so weird from here, seeing what's going on. How are we doing, honey?
She's off.
She's off. Who would like to join us? Earl Vrabel, if you're there, you had better click join. I want to see your
Pete
PJs.
Walterside.
Pete, come on in. I'm almost afraid with Pete. I don't know what kind of pajamas he could be wearing. Is Pete a skivvies
It's
guy,
like
do you think?
adding. And then Earl is next.
Maybe. Oh, and Earl, you'll be right after Pete. Pete,
We can only do one at a time.
we can only do one at a time, so we're going to do Pete. Is Pete joining?
It's adding.
Adding.
It takes a couple of minutes,
Get
guys.
yourself, so it takes a little bit to get on. Pete, hang in there. You'll
There
see
we
when
go.
you
Nothing.
connect.
There's Pete.
See, I'm
And then, hi, Pete,
I'm in a
how are
row.
you doing?
Just
I don't get to
fine.
see
I'm
him
doing
yet,
just
honey. Is he
great.
dressed?
He's dressed.
Oh, thank goodness.
He's in his
Robe.
bathrobe.
Oh,
Robe,
a
in red.
bathrobe? A bathrobe?
Bathrobe.
Absolutely good.
ready
Hi,
for the
Pete. Now I
evening.
can see you. That's a very snazzy
Hey,
bathrobe.
Barron,
Um,
enjoy the
if you're one of our
shows. I
musician
love
friends
what you're
who came on
doing.
to share your PJs with us, we've got a gift that we're going to send you. So I'll IN you for your address and get these off to you. They're of interest to a magician, certainly, and I think you'll enjoy them. If you don't enjoy them, I'll
Okay.
tell you what, grandkids certainly do, because we've given
Yeah,
several to our grandkids,
okay.
so we'll get those to you.
Hey,
Pete,
I
on your
enjoy
screen,
what you
If
do.
you'll click, touch your screen and then
He
click
said
the X,
something.
we'll bring Earl Vrabel on.
Okay. Whoops.
Oh, he's got a
Wrong
grandson
thing.
there.
Oh, look you've got a grandson there. Oh, that's fantastic.
No.
I'm glad I'm watching my language. Don't ever let your
Okay.
grandson watch a hat rant. Hat rants are not for
Okay.
children at
Earl
all.
is coming. Earl
And
is
we're going to
coming
bring
up.
Earl up next. So, Earl, now look, everybody, Earl's the one that got me into this. And so, Earl, brother, you better be wearing some snazzy PJs. These better be like the PJs from HE Double Toothpicks. Is he joining? Is he coming in?
And his
What-
underwear. There he is.
Hey, and how does he look? Because I'm not seeing it yet.
Teal. Looks like his shirt is on backwards.
I would not surprise me at all if his shirt was
Oh,
there.
nope.
He is. Those aren't PJs, man. That's a turquoise T-shirt.
Nope. There we go.
Oh.
Board
Okay.
shorts.
All right, there we are. Oh, geez. Oh, that's terrible. That is very disgusting. Earl, for Pete's sakes, man, touch your screen and X out of this. I cannot tell you how to. See you tomorrow. Athena, Earl's coming over tomorrow, and I don't know who he's bringing. We may have, we may have the real magician in the family tomorrow. Hey, you guys, thank you for coming on. We really appreciate it. Thanks for Earl.
Travis is trying to figure out how to join.
Oh, does Travis wants to come in? If you can bring Travis in, let's bring Travis in.
Trying.
Travis, we're trying to get you in. Oh, and you're another magician. This will be awesome. It's 3 magicians and a daughter. Daughter, I won't forget you. I already gave you your gift, sweetheart. I gave you the gift of life. That's what and I give you the gift of love each and every day.
Okay, Travis Corey.
Is Travis in there?
I'm approving.
So this is Travis Corey coming in. Oh my God.
Travis, you think that'd be fabulous.
I got to tell you, honey, my heart, I don't know if I can take this. This is one of our kids coming up. Is he in on? And don't disappoint me. Please don't disappoint me. Oh.
He disappeared.
You vanished.
Travis, try again.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to, let's watch for Travis for a minute, but I'm going to move us on into the next phase of our evening.
Okay.
So, look. Chill out over the society being cashless. It's not going to happen overnight. And folks, if you think about it, it's somewhere we already are anyway. We write checks, we pay with plastic, we pay with cash services. And so I can tell you, losing the cash, my grandkids aren't going to go without getting a quarter pulled behind their ear. My grandkids aren't going to go without putting a $10 bill or a $20 bill in their piggy banks. There's still going to be cash for that. Even when we become a truly cashless society, there will still be ways to load their personal little plastic cards. I can tell you, our 3 grandkids here have their own little personal cards that they can pay with. So they're like Visas, right, Toria? They're like a little Visa card. Huh? Green light, they're called. Green light. And I've got to tell you, parents, this green light card, you have 100% control over. The kids get the money. Grandparents can send money from anywhere. The money goes right into the card, but the parents see everything the kids buy. They have complete control over it. They can shut the card off at any time, and it's completely protected from ID theft.
Travis is adding again.
Travis is adding again, and I really want to see what Travis is going to gift us with. Don't let me down.
Oh, there we go. Hi, honey. Hello.
I should have invited Jason.
Hi, Mom and Dad.
What are you wearing, Travis? What is Travis wearing? I can't.
What are your
You make it
pajamas?
sound so sexy.
Hi. Oh my God. I miss you.
Minor League Baseball T-shirt.
Hi, miss you so much.
West Michigan Whitecaps.
Oh.
And shorts.
T-shirts and shorts.
Oh, cool. You know what? I think that's what most of us are, T-shirts and shorts. All right, kiddo, on your screen, hit your screen, hit X. I've got something for you, too.
There's
so,
a little black X. There's a little X to get out.
Yeah, I don't know how.
All right, you got to come to Michigan and do a live Barron.
And it X's, or we'll just keep you on the show. I don't know how this works.
There's a little X that you hit to get out. He's out.
So, love you guys. Thank you for coming on. So, with paper clips, paper clips are innately magical. Give you an example. You could take paper clips and you can put them in a paper clip container, and you can make sure they go in one at a time. You know, the ones with the magnetics on them or the ones that you just drop paper clips in. You can make sure that they go in one at a time. But I guarantee you at some point, a month, 2 months, 3 months down the road, you're going to grab a paper clip out of one of those things, and you are going to end up with a string like that of 4 or 5 or 6 paper clips strung together. I guarantee it. They are innately magical. Paper clips are magical. I want to come up a little closer. I don't know if you can see this. And I come up a little closer with this paper clip. We play, what was that game called? Charlie? Charlie. I may keep Charlie. Watch. Charlie's kind of nice. Charlie. Charlie's pretty powerful. So what a weird time it is, huh? Oh, you know what I think I'll do? Gonna do some absolute destruction here. These days when you feel like you're being pulled in every direction, when you're not sure what's up or what's down, I just want you to remember, you take a breath, no matter how bent out of shape you are. If you just take a breath, if you just think about you for just a minute, breathe, eat, shower, I promise you, you'll be almost back to new in no time. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I hope you've enjoyed this Barron Landscapes. I really want to thank you for coming and sharing your time with us. Hashtag Barron Landscapes, hashtag Hat Rant, and by the way, I'm going to leave you with this, booyah! And I know it's just like something that we suggested and it happened, but Hat Rant is a real thing now. It's a real word. According to the Urban Dictionary, Hat Rant exists. So does Barron Landscapes. We'll see you guys next week on Friday. Keep in touch with me. Watch my crazy wall. I'll watch your walls. You know I love you. Stay healthy. Keep in touch. Love you guys. Earl, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Love you, brother. Bring that coffee. I'll have everything else that we need right here on site. Take care, you guys. We love you. Good night.